Testing 1, 2. It is a gorgeous day here at Joseph and Mildred Murray Stadium Field on the Catonsville campus of the Community College of Baltimore County as we are live for men's soccer action as the visiting Falcons from Lackawanna College take on CCBC Catonsville. Hello folks, this is Isaac Donsky once again here to bring you all of the action this afternoon, and we've got an intriguing matchup here today on this gorgeous afternoon. Catonsville comes into today's matchup. Their season has been a one to forget. 0-9-1 on the season, 0-7 in conference play. It is a rebuilding year. They have almost an entire freshman squad, so it is expected, but still, it's been a rough year. But the Cardinals have one thing to be proud of. Their defense has played insanely good over the course of the season. They have had a couple of blowout losses, but for the most part, Catonsville has been immaculate on defense, and that was shown on last Thursday's match against WVU Potomac State, where, facing the second best team in Region 20, they lost 1-0, holding them scoreless until the final minutes of the second half. An impressive outing for the Cardinals. Big issue for Catonsville coming in, their offense just hasn't been there, but they've got a couple of stars starting to emerge. Alec Britton, Mike Miranda, we'll hear from them later. They have been superstars on offense, leading the way in all statistical categories. And of course, there's goalkeeper Austin Thomas, 58 saves on the season. He's doing pretty well. Meanwhile, Lackawanna has been having a very interesting season. They come into today's match 2-0 on the year. That's right, 2-0. Just 2 games they have played. For whatever reason, we weren't able to get confirmation on what the reason was. Every single game, with the exception of the 2 they have played, have been canceled or postponed. We're still trying to figure out why, but in the meantime, the Falcons come in. Their last game about 2 weeks ago was a 4-3 victory over Delaware County. It's a bit of a smaller team. They don't have a lot of substitutes, but they've made the most of it. They've gotten out to a perfect start. Leading the way for them has been Robert Jarvis Humphreys, 10 points on the season, 5 goals, 18 shots. He has been the rock for this team that they have built up around. Speaking of the players, let's meet the starters for the 2 teams today, and we begin with the visitors from Lackawanna, the Falcons, and the starters are as follows. On defense, a freshman from Vestal, New York, number 4, Connor Hillis. Also on defense, a freshman from Mount Pocono, Pennsylvania, number 6, Joshua Kalinok. Forward, sophomore from Soufriere, Dominica, number 7, Robert Jarvis Humphreys. On defense, a sophomore from the Bronx, New York, number 8, Juwan Youssef. At forward, a freshman from Holtzville, New York, number 9, Anthony DeAngelis. At forward, a sophomore from Staten Island, New York, number 11, Ahmed Kaid. In the net for the Falcons will be sophomore goalkeeper, number 12, from the Bronx, New York, Jadale Givens. At midfield will be a freshman from Scranton, Pennsylvania, number 21, Jose Gonzalez. On defense, a freshman from Oxford, England, number 23, Willis Smith. At forward, a freshman from Scranton, Pennsylvania, number 30, Kevin Andrade. And finally, on defense, a sophomore from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, number 31, Darlin Uceta. Now here are the starters for the homestanding Catonsville Cardinals. In net for the Cardinals will be freshman goalkeeper from Rosedale, Maryland, 00, Austin Thomas. On defense will be freshman from Rosedale, Maryland, number 2, Paul Catafalmo. Also on defense, a freshman from Baltimore, Maryland, number 3, James Anderson. And rounding out the defense will be a sophomore from New Carrollton, Maryland, number 4, Eric Velasquez. Leading the way offensively will be freshman forward from Catonsville, Maryland, number 9, Mike Miranda, and a freshman forward from Dundalk, Maryland, number 10, Alec Britton. Midfield will be freshman from Baltimore, Maryland, number 14, Brendan Hartman. Good to see him back in the lineup after missing the last game. We'll also have another midfielder, will be freshman number 15, Evan Sims from Towson, Maryland. Back on the defense we go, where we'll have freshman number 17, Caleb Akano from Lagos, Nigeria, and freshman number 18, Abu Diallo from Randallstown, Maryland. Finally, wrapping up the lineup will be a sophomore forward, number 21, Ryan Drummond, one of the new additions to the Cardinals. We'll be back in about 10 minutes for the start of today's game. You're watching the Lackawanna Falcons versus the Catonsville Cardinals right here on CCBC Catonsville Cardinals YouTube. welcome you to the Catonsville campus of the Community College of Baltimore County for today's men's soccer game featuring our visitors from Lackawanna College versus your CCBC Catonsville Cardinals. Before we introduce the starting lineups and coaches, we want to remind you that this event is being played under the regulations of the National Junior College Athletic Association Region 20 and the Maryland Junior College Athletic Conference. MD JUCO and NJCAA prohibit verbal or physical harassment of any student, athlete, official, coach, staff, spectator, guest, or community member during today's event. Violators of these rules will be subject to removal from the CCBC Catonsville complex. We appreciate your cooperation in being good fans. For your safety and the safety of our participants, please remain off the track and field during today's event. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the starters and coaches, beginning with our guests from Lackawanna College. Starting on defense, a freshman from Vestal, New York, number 4, Connor Hillis. On defense, a freshman from Mount Pocono, Pennsylvania, number 6, Joshua Kalanock. At forward, a sophomore from Soufriere, Dominica, number 7, Robert Jarvis Humphreys. On defense, a sophomore from the Bronx, New York, number 8, Juan Youssef. At forward, a freshman from Holtsville, New York, number 9, Anthony DeAngelis. At forward, a sophomore from Staten Island, New York, number 11, Ahmed Kaid. In the net for the Falcons, a sophomore from the Bronx, New York, number 12, Jadale Gibbons. At midfield, a freshman from Scranton, Pennsylvania, number 21, Jose Gonzalez. On defense, a freshman from Oxford, England, number 23, Willis Smith. At forward, a freshman from Scranton, Pennsylvania, number 30, Kevin Andrade. And finally, on defense, a sophomore from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, number 31, Darlin Uceta. The Falcons are coached by head coach Zachary Shiposh and team manager Angelo Coniglio. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the starters and coaches for your CCBC Catonsville Cardinals. In the net for the Cardinals, a freshman goalkeeper from Rosedale, Maryland, number 00, Austin Thomas. On defense, a freshman from Rosedale, Maryland, number 2, Paul Catafalmo. On defense, a freshman from Baltimore, Maryland, number 3, James Anderson. On defense, a sophomore from New Carrollton, Maryland, number 4, Eric Velasquez. At forward, a freshman from Catonsville, Maryland, number 9, Mike Miranda. At forward, a freshman from Dundalk, Maryland, number 10, Alec Britton. At midfield, a freshman from Baltimore, Maryland, number 14, Brendan Hartman. At midfield, a freshman from Towson, Maryland, number 15, Evan Sims. On defense, a freshman from Lagos, Nigeria, number 17, Caleb Akano. On defense, a freshman from Randallstown, Maryland, number 18, Abu Diallo. And at forward, a sophomore, number 21, Ryan Drummond. The Cardinals are coached by head coach Kingsley Onwuka, assistant coaches Brian Gruder, Oliver Mail, and Karma Belay. Ladies and gentlemen, the starters and coaches for the two teams this afternoon. So we're all set to get underway here. Beautiful day for soccer, partly cloudy. Temperature in the, I probably want to say mid-low 60s. Catonsville will be wearing their home whites, red shorts, red sleeves, red numbers. Lackawanna, all navy blue with white numbers and a little bit of pink trim. Not very recognizable, but it's there. Big game for the Cardinals, as this officially marks the halfway point of the season. 0-9-1 on the year, looking for that first victory. They're hoping that it will come today versus a Lackawanna team that just wants to get some games in. They've only played 2 games this season. It's been a bit of a tough one. Cardinals will start with the ball, and Mike Miranda will kick off. Good crowd here today. It's a little windy out there, not as much as it was last home game. We're about to find out what the Cardinals could do. Right at the start, Alec Britton with a deep shot downfield. It's headed by Joshua Kalinok, back, and Lackawanna's going to reset here. The Falcons, a bit of a smaller team, not as many subs. They've only got 4 total, as some aggressive play there by Kevin Andrade, and the Falcons are going to have a good chance here, except Caleb Acano gets the block. Now another chance. Acano battling with number 21, that's Jose Gonzalez. Cardinals' defense has played good as Drummond breaks that play up, gets it to Britton. The problem has been their offense just hasn't been able to get anything going. Head coach Kingsley Onwuka has made an effort to try and improve the team's offense over the course of the year. And I'd say they looked solid back during a game against, I believe, Allegheny that they were playing, where they managed to score their second goal of the season. Catonsville, by the way, only 2 goals on the year so far. It has been a difficult season offensively for them. But defensively, they have looked very good. Opening minutes of this first half here, both teams trying to find some rhythm. And Lackawanna is in control at the moment. Let's pass out to number 30. It's Kevin Andrade. Gets past Drummond. Tries to go to Gonzalez. But Drummond and Hartman break it up. Now here's Britton. He's got options down there. Last home game, the Cardinals had difficulty getting people down the field to attack on offense. And the crowd weren't huge fans of that. You can recall, for those of you who watched our last broadcast, the crowd were not very thrilled with the Cardinals' effort in that game. Catonsville has a tendency in these games to play extremely tough in the first half, but in the second half run out of energy. As here's Abu Diallo, who gets tripped up, waiting for a whistle. There was no whistle. Abu Diallo got Mike Miranda. It's deflected, and Miranda can't get there in time. Good defense by Lackawanna, but a great showing on offense there by the Cardinals. Abu Diallo, he had to get a little physical. And keep your eyes on him, folks. He has a tendency to get the yips in these games. Sometimes has to go out early due to a bit of a upset stomach as a result of overexcitement, but when he's on point, he is good. Interesting play right here. That's the goalkeeper for Lackawanna. That's Jadale Givens, who's way out. He's going to send that shot downfield, trying to connect with Darlin Uceta. No luck. Now Lackawanna just playing keep away from the Cardinals. Deep pass in the direction of Uceta. Austin Thomas comes out to block. That was Anthony DeAngelis, who is streaking downfield, and Austin Thomas makes a great stop. Hartman's pass picked off, or is it? Ryan Drummond, one of the new acquisitions for the Cardinals. He has looked fantastic in his first couple of games. Highly aggressive, always pursuing the ball, something the Cardinals need. Evan Sims will knock that back. It looked like it was going out of bounds, but it curved at the last second. So Lackawanna retains possession. We do have, I believe, a news helicopter in the background circling a neighborhood nearby. Hopefully that isn't anything serious. I-95 does run right by our stadium, so it could be it's a traffic copter, but I've never seen that before. That ball was deflected out of bounds by Andrade, so the Cardinals now going to have a good chance to set up here on this next series in enemy territory. Ball's tossed into Mike Miranda. They're trying to get it away from DeAngelis. That's going to be a flag. They got a little too aggressive with DeAngelis. Knocked him down. He has to readjust his shin guards. And it looks like Catonsville will have to fall back on defense. Taking the free kick will be number 6, Joshua Kalinok, out of Mount Pocono, Pennsylvania. Kalinok will take the free kick. Good, solid kick. And Alec Britton deflects it back to Mike Miranda. Miranda fakes out his defender. Good move. He's got options. He's going to go to Abu Diallo. It's going to be a track race. Diallo gets there first. Alec Britton wide open. He passes to Drummond. Drummond goes to Britton. No, goes back to Miranda, who has to head it out of the way. Cardinals maybe. Evan Sims tries to deflect it. Britton chasing it down. Britton, good move to keep it in bounds. He finds Hartman. Look at this from the Cardinals. Back to Britton. Britton pushed out of bounds, and he loses possession. So Alec Britton boxed into a corner. Catonsville will lose possession there. That's got to be frustrating. Miranda chasing down the ball. Deep kick. And Paul Catafalmo, who has become a bit of a fan favorite with a great play. Paul Catafalmo, extremely aggressive defensive player. Always seems to be getting into it with whoever's covering him. And he does a great job. This is Evan Sims. Good to see him in the lineup. He's been battling a series of injuries this year. Here's Eric Velasquez, veteran leader on this team. Alec Britton deflects that pass down for Abu Diallo. Diallo gets very aggressive. There's a collision. No whistle. Diallo struggling to break free. Ball goes out of bounds. And I believe we're going to get a corner kick for Catonsville. Well, how about that? So the Cardinals now with a chance, a great chance here to score early. But they've got to get their offense to click. They've looked very good so far in these opening minutes of this first half. We've got about 38 minutes to go. Alec Britton will take the corner. Knocked up, headed. Is it in? Is it in? It is in! Goal, Catonsville! I believe it was James Anderson, number 3, with the goal. And the Cardinals, for the first time all season, are leading. James Anderson, the freshman out of Baltimore, Maryland, graduate of Towson High School, with the first goal of the game, and the CCBC Catonsville Cardinals have the lead. How about that? Is that Anderson on the goal? Yeah. Catonsville goal by number 3, James Anderson. Back under that way, folks. Just had to pause there for a second so we could make the announcement over PA. Pulling double duty here today, serving as both PA announcer and commentator here. That shot by number 9, Anthony DeAngelis, way off target, bounced off the side of the net. So, Catonsville, their first lead of the season. How about that? James Anderson with the header goal. It was a little wonky at first. Didn't know if it had gone in. I think it bounced off the top of the crossbar and just landed just within inside the lines. I remember at the last World Cup, there was a very similar goal to that. I believe it was an Australia-France match where Australia scored on a goal similar to that. I think that's why there was a pause. But how about this from the Cardinals? Their first lead of the season. I believe the assist was by Ryan Drummond, who may have hit it first and got it to Anderson. But now Lackawanna, Jadale Givens was in trouble there as Ryan Drummond was chasing him down. Lackawanna now in panic mode. Catonsville, so let's clear the air. Let's be honest. We're not going to sugarcoat this. Catonsville is currently the worst team in Region 20 via the standings. They are 0-9-1 as now, oh boy, Ryan Drummond took a tumble, and it's going to be a free kick for the Cardinals. Catonsville is, at the moment, at 0-9-1. They are the worst team in Region 20. So for Lackawanna or anyone else on the schedule, they're probably looking at Catonsville, see how hard they play, and probably thinking, damn, we really do not want to be the first team to lose to them. And I know Lackawanna is probably thinking that right now. It's still early. Knock on wood. Don't want to cause a commentator's curse. But Catonsville with the lead. It's pretty exciting. Lackawanna now trying to come back. Cardinals playing with a fire we haven't seen in a long time. This CCBC Catonsville team, by the way, they haven't won a game until early November of last year. And that was on a squad that almost all of them left in the offseason, including the head coach. Had to do a complete roster and coaching staff overturn, as now Caleb Acano, aggressive as always, breaking free. Here's a shot blocked by Paul Catonsville. He has a tendency to use every inch of his body to block shots. I know he gets a lot of ice baths. That ball will stay in possession of Lackawanna. Paul Catonsville, he's almost always in the ice bath after these games. He needs it with the amount of times he gets hit, but he's a tough player. They all are tough. Catonsville's defensive line is there's Catonsville with a sliding tackle there on number 23, Willis Smith. This Catonsville defense has been a solid bit. The best way to describe it, Mr. Richard Keller, who usually does PA here at Catonsville, described it as like Gumby, the character. Very, very bendy, but does not break. They will bend a lot. Most of the games this year have been scores of 1-0, 0-0, 1 tie, 2-0. Catonsville's defense, they will bend, but they will not break. Cardinals are going to have to reset here. It's going to be dangerous. Ooh! Acano had to scramble there to get it away from DeAngelis. He has been really chippy with the Cardinals in these opening minutes. Lackawanna with a chance to equalize here. Or at least they did. I believe that was number 4, Connor Hillis, who had to knock that ball out of bounds as he was being hounded by the Cardinals' defense. Catonsville's main defensive line, James Anderson, Caleb Acano, and Paul Catonsville, have been stellar this season, and it also has helped that the other two defenders, Brendan Hartman and Eric Velasquez, when they're healthy, have been great too. Now, a chance for the Cardinals. Drummond, he and Miranda streaking down the field. Drummond breaks free of his defender. Drummond, blocked! Blocked by Givens. What a great save that was. But the Cardinals may have another chance. Here's Velasquez. Good moves. Oh, stolen away by number 7, Robert Jarvis Humphreys, the big superstar for Lackawanna. We've got, I believe, 34 minutes. Yes, exactly 34 minutes to go here in the first half. Catonsville leading 1-0. And I noticed this before. When Catonsville scored, the score stand accidentally gave the point to Lackawanna. That's how used we are here to putting points on the board for the other team. Little mistake, but we've corrected it now. It is officially 1-0 in favor of Catonsville. Cardinals now looking to try and break through. Lackawanna's defense has been a bit stingy ever since that goal. Here's Drummond. His pass trying to get to Hartman was blocked. Now, this is something the Cardinals do well. The reason why their defense is so great. Every time they lose possession, they don't really fight to regain possession, but instead they immediately fall backwards. And it actually has served as a pretty good tactic for them. They have enough players down there to build up a nice wall. You can see the wall right now from nearest, as Hartman with some great plays there, from nearest on the pitch to furthest away. Hartman, Anderson, Acano, Catonsville, and Velasquez. Those 5 have been a rock for the Cardinals all season. And it's really good to see Brendan Hartman back. He missed the last couple of games due to injury, but it's good to see him back in the lineup. It'll be a corner kick here for Lackawanna. Willis Smith, number 23, will take it as the Falcons try to equalize. Kick is up. Bounced around. Blocked. Shot. Goal! Lackawanna equalizes. It was number 11, Ahmed Kaid, who scored the goal, and it's 1-1. Well, the Cardinals had their first lead of the season. That's good. It's still a tie game. Lackawanna goal by number 11, Ahmed Kaid. The score now, Lackawanna 1, Catonsville 1. Took another pause there, folks, to just relay the score over the PA. We're back underway now. A 1-1 game. As now the Cardinals trying to regain possession. Britton blocked away. Paul Catafalmo trying to get in there. We do have a delayed foul. I think they're going to call offsides on Paul Catafalmo. That last goal, Ahmed Kaid, that ball bounced around for a while. It was kind of difficult to tell where it would end up. Excuse me, that foul actually was against Lackawanna, so it was a free kick for Catonsville and a good chance for them to set up. By the way, having checked into the game for the Cardinals, number 8, Eduardo Lopez, who has entered the game now, I believe to replace Abu Diallo. He is about to check back in, it looks like. Hartman, dangerous pass, lost control of it. He was trying to get it to Drummond. But the Cardinals are going to keep possession. Evan Sims goes to Lopez. That goal, by the way, by James Anderson earlier was the first career goal by him. Brings Catonsville's total goals up to the season to 3. Nice to see. Mike Miranda, like a shark, prowling around his prey. That was number 8, Juwan Youssef. Now here's DeAngelis. Defended by Anderson. Tough defender. Anderson collides with DeAngelis. Hartman falls on top of him, and it's going to be a free kick for Lackawanna. Pretty steady wind out there. Not as windy as it was last home game, but enough to make the flags pretty active. Taking the free kick will be number 21, Jose Gonzalez. Lackawanna taking their positions. Gonzalez's kick is headed out of there by Eduardo Lopez. Ball will roll out of bounds, so possession will stick with Lackawanna. So Cardinals will have to play defense once again. Trying to break up this play. Lackawanna trying to figure out something. Evan Sims says otherwise. Gets it out of there. Mike Miranda chasing down the ball. Knocked up into the air. Headed back by Hartman towards Miranda. This is number 6, Kalinok. Double teamed by Miranda and Britton. And Britton was looking back trying to see if there was a foul or anything called. I don't think he was too happy with Kalinok there. Givens trying to set up. Going to number 30, Andrade. Akano finds Drummond. He goes down. That's going to be a foul. Ooh, Drummond took a hit, clutching his knee. And he's okay. Just had to adjust his sock there. These Cardinals players, they have to be tough. They have played a lot of opponents this year that have punished them physically. A lot of teams come into the stadium expecting an easy win, but Catonsville at home this year have been, outside of their first home game of the year, they've been solid. That ball is stolen by Darlin Uceta, chased by Hartman, and Hartman knocks it out of bounds. So again, Catonsville, well, their defense always seems to play extremely well at home, and as a result, other teams seem to get a little annoyed by that, and they tend to play more physical. There's been a lot of games where the Cardinals have been pretty banged up. Deep pass, Paul Catafalmo heads it away. Have to be careful. Anderson, he'll just knock it out of there. Cardinals playing with fire here as they keep the ball on their side of the pitch. Got to get the offense going again. We've got 27 and a half minutes to go here in the first half. As now, I believe we're going to call offsides against Lackawanna. Catonsville retakes possession. So here comes a goal kick from Austin Thomas. Low kick. Eduardo Lopez fighting for it. Now the Cardinals backtracking just a bit. Lackawanna can't really find anything here. Andrade. Cards are going to be forced to. Maybe not. Paul Catonsville with a good move. Foul is called. Got a little too handsy there with Humphreys. Lackawanna will take the free kick. Catonsville heads it up. Uceta tried a bicycle kick, wouldn't go. Andrade recovers, goes to Uceta, pushed away by Anderson. No one was there. Tripped up, stolen by Drummond. He gets tripped up again. It goes out of bounds, and Catonsville is going to take possession. Good defensive stop there by the Cardinals, as now we got some subs entering the game for both teams. Abu Diallo is headed into the game. He'll replace Eduardo Lopez. And coming into the game for Lackawanna, waiting to see what the number is. I believe it's number 14, Mitchell St. Ledger. Entering the game for both teams. For CCBC Catonsville, number 18, Abu Diallo. And for Lackawanna, number 14, Mitchell St. Ledger. Again, folks, I apologize if there's a little pauses there during the action. We're double tasking today. PA and play-by-play. Cardinals back on offense. Mike Miranda lost track of it, but it was knocked out of bounds. Abu Diallo, by the way, he had to take that usual break he takes after the first couple of series, get the yips out. He's back in. Here's Miranda. Oh, he goes down. That's a foul. He landed hard on his side. And that's going to be a yellow card. Ooh, Mike Miranda. And they're calling out athletic trainer Abby Miller. Evan Sims is over there with Miranda. That was a nasty hit. And the yellow card is going to come out against, I believe, Andrade. Don't quote me on that. There were two players in that vicinity. Miranda now on his hands and knees. Hopefully he just got the wind knocked out of him. He basically got picked up in the air and fell hard on his side. He's back on his feet. He's going to step off the field. See who they're going to check. The Cardinals are going to check in to replace Miranda. I believe it's number 24. That would be John Klasick. Let's double check, make sure that is. So here comes a free kick by Evan Sims. It is John Klasick who's checked in. Sims' free kick is deflected by Andrade, and he knocks it out of there. Good recovery. In for the Cardinals, number 24, John Klasick. We got about 23 and a half minutes to go here in the first half. Lackawanna back on the attack. Velasquez finds Britton. And Britton, nice move to get around. He's motioning for his teammates. Get down there on offense. Come on, let's go, let's go. And he's going to lose track. And Britton not pleased. Now back on defense. Here's Catafalmo battling with Gonzalez. Gonzalez gets knocked to the ground, picks up the ball. They are going to say a foul there on Catafalmo. Free kick is, well, there is a shot by Gonzalez, but it's off target and hits the side of the net instead. So Catonsville survives that one. We're still tied up here, 1-1 if you're just joining us. We're about halfway through the first half, about 22 minutes to go. Catonsville scored first to take their first lead of the season off a header from a corner kick by James Anderson. But then Lackawanna responded almost immediately. It was Ahmed Kaid who scored just a few minutes later to even things up. It's 1-1. Both teams have shown very good attacks on offense, and their defenses have played pretty well too. Normally we talk a lot about Catonsville's defense, but opposing teams have solid defenses as well. Also, another storyline to note, Alec Britton for Catonsville, not very pleased right now. He's showing a lot of frustration out there. That last series, Catonsville had a chance to get down, well, nope. Pause that thought because Lackawanna just made a little bit of a mistake there, knocked it out of bounds. So Catonsville will get a chance. Cardinals got to be careful. Pass goes to Sims. Anderson. Now it's Gonzalez. Gonzalez finds Kaid. And Catafalmo breaks up that play. Lackawanna will retain possession. Lackawanna trying to find an opportunity here. They won't get it. Catafalmo breaks up that play. Back on the offensive. Velasquez goes to Britton. Britton to Drummond. Ball goes out of bounds. Lackawanna will retake possession. Here's Gonzalez with a chance. Heavily defended by Cano and Catafalmo. Gonzalez breaks through, and there's going to be a foul called. Was it a foul? No, I think they're going to say that Gonzalez stepped out of bounds. So incoming goal kick here for the Cardinals, taken by Austin Thomas. We've got under 20 minutes to go in the first half. A series of headers here, kind of like a volleyball match, and eventually the ball goes to the ground. One Lackawanna player did take a bit of a tumble, and there was a little outcry for a foul, but none came. Caleb Acano breaks that play up, goes to Velasquez. Now Velasquez finds Drummond. Down the near side of the pitch is Ryan Drummond. He's heavily defended. He's got to break through, and he is going to break through. Got a little trip. See, he does get tripped up. He goes to Abu Diallo. Now Diallo. Abu to Hartman. No one was there. Klasick. Oh, so close. It bounces off the uprights. Ryan Drummond is still down, and we're going to have a stoppage. John Klasick was perfectly positioned to get the second goal of the game for Catonsville, but his shot just didn't get the toe down in time. Ryan Drummond back on his feet. That's good to see. Klasick's shot bounced off the upright. So it remains 1-1, but it's looking good for the Cardinals. The offense for the Cardinals looks to be clicking finally. Knock on wood. Don't want to cause a commentator's curse here. Here's Klasick, one of 2 new additions to the team. He and Ryan Drummond have looked very good. Lackawanna is going to be forced here to regroup. Paul caught a fumble with a nice stop. Paul tries to find Hartman. Ball will roll out of bounds. Possession will go to Lackawanna. Now the Falcons back on the attack. Anderson breaks it up. Klasick chases it down. Wasn't able to stop it from going out of bounds, and Lackawanna will retain possession. DeAngelis will toss it in to Andrade. Hartman trying to psych him out. They get around Hartman. Get it to St. Ledger. Ball goes jangling around there. Klasick loses his shin guard as he knocks it out of bounds. Andrade will toss it in. Evan Sims heads it out immediately. Heads up play there by Sims. So Andrade will get a second chance. And again, Evan Sims on the defense trying to break up that play. How about that from Evan Sims? He finds Abu Diallo. Diallo passes out to Drummond. Doesn't get there in time, but Drummond staying on the ball. Bit of a collision there with Connor Hillis. Lackawanna is going to keep possession here. Here's Humphreys. Humphreys shot. It was trying to pass it to DeAngelis. Bit too wide. DeAngelis couldn't get there in time. And Catonsville is going to get a goal kick. We've got under 16 and a half minutes to go in the first half. It is still 1-1. Checking back into the game for the Cardinals. Number 9, Mike Miranda. Mike Miranda back into the game. Good to see after he took that pretty nasty hit. And now the Cardinals trying to get their offense getting back here. They have looked fantastic offensively in this first half. Arguably the best performance we've seen out of this offense. Still have a little bit of some little kinks to work out, but they're getting there. Velasquez will throw in. Miranda back on, gets the ball, breaks away from his defender, knocks him down. St. Ledger breaks up that play, but Miranda is right back into it and deflects it to Sims. Back to Miranda. Miranda, playing like a man possessed, tries to get it to Klasick, but it's broken up by Andrade. And now DeAngelis with the chance. Defended by Anderson. He's got to break through. He will lose possession, and Caleb Akano steals it, but DeAngelis blocks it away from Akano. There's a bit of a collision. Akano raising his hands like, where is the foul? Or at least showing he's not pushing him. Now they collide. Benches didn't like that. It's a goal kick for Lackawanna will throw it in. Or free kick, excuse me. It is a free kick for Lackawanna. Now, if you're hearing music in the background, folks, there is a high school baseball tournament going on at our baseball fields, so that is the source of the music if you do manage to pick it up. I don't think you would. The mics we have aren't that strong, but just in case. Free kick is deflected out of bounds by Akano. And it will be a corner kick now for Lackawanna. I believe this is their third of the game. Corner kick is up. Bounced around. Dangerous territory. Akano will send it out of bounds. So it'll be another corner kick. Kick is deflected. Sims with the header. Velasquez trying to break, Klasick trying to break through. Ball knocked up. Now here's Drummond. Drummond, great move there by Ryan Drummond. Trying to get it to Diallo. He gets it to Abu. Abu bounces to a corner, goes down. Cardinals retain possession. Velasquez over the middle to Sims, misses the header. Sims breaks off. Klasick, here comes Klasick. He goes down. Klasick seems to be in a lot of pain. Ball goes out of bounds. So John Klasick goes down after rushing to try and break up that play. He wasn't able to get there in time, and it was a pretty nasty collision. Klasick still on the ground as our athletic trainer heads out for the second time today. As we wait to see what's up with John Klasick. We have about 12 and a half minutes to go in the first half. Klasick comes off. Checking back in for the Cardinals. Number 14, Brendan Hartman. So Brendan Hartman comes back in to replace Klasick, and the Cardinals back on the attack. Miranda heads it. No one was there. Givens will scoop it up. Paul Catonsville on the defense, working his magic. Despite being double-teamed, he's going to get the ball back, retain possession. How about that for Paul Catonsville? Breaking up that play, and this is against players much taller than him. Thomas calls, he'll scoop it up. So Paul Catonsville, he was covering Humphreys. Humphreys, by the way, 6'2", one of the tallest players, the tallest player for Lackawanna. And Paul Catonsville, who I should mention is only about 5'7", wrapped him up. So now as we approach the final 10 minutes of the first half, still a tie at 1-1. Cardinals hoping to get something going. The offense has looked great this game. Here's Alec Britton in traffic. Tries to find Drummond. Drummond breaking away. Goes back to Velasquez. Velasquez will find Catonsville, as I think they're going to get call a foul there. In good news, Klasick is walking back with our athletic trainer, so that's good to see. Now Lackawanna, back on the attack. Abu Diallo, woo, he stole it away. And he finds Anderson, who goes to Sims, but Sims can't get a boot on it. And Lackawanna now back to where they started, trying to regroup. Mike Miranda Some nice moves there. Steals it away from Lackawanna. Oh, but the Falcons managed to get it right back. Now here's Humphreys, star player for the Falcons, getting tied up by Paul Catafalmo. Takes a shot, headed, no, deflected by Anderson. Cardinals back on the assault. Abu Diallo manages to stop short. A little handsy there. Kind of just face-planted Willis Smith. Gonzalez tied up by Catafalmo. Gonzalez wants a foul. Look at Paul Catafalmo aggressively stealing the ball away from not one but two players, and Catonsville keeps it in bounds and in play. How about that? Now here's Velasquez. He goes down short. Got tripped up a bit as a foul is going to be called against Lackawanna. So, oh no, against Catonsville? Yes, against Catonsville. Tough defensive play from both teams in here as we've reached 9 minutes to go in the first half. It has been tough. That foul, yes, that foul was on Lackawanna for tripping up Eric Velasquez, so he will get a free kick as now the Cardinals getting back on offense there. They've got three players, now four in good position. Brendan Hartman is also out there, as is Velasquez and Sims. The rest of the defense staying back as it will be Catafalmo who takes well, he's getting instructions right now from his head coach. Now Catafalmo, will not take it. Instead, it'll be Caleb Acano, and the free kick will be a short dip out to Catafalmo, and he finds Humphreys instead. Cardinals having to fall back on defense here, trying to break away from DeAngelis. Anderson goes out to Hartman on the near side. Hartman, bit of a dangerous kick. Abu Diallo got tied up. Mike Miranda's trying to come in there to break up the play. Lackawanna back on the attack. Gonzalez trying to find Humphreys, headed away by Catafalmo. Now Alec Britton steals it up. Ooh, Alec Britton rolled up on his ankle. He's back on his feet gingerly, but that looked bad. As we've got a foul called on now Brendan Hartman, you could hear that audible what he just yelled at the refs. It'll be a free kick deep in Catonsville territory for Lackawanna. 7.5 minutes to go in this first half. It's still 1-1. It's good. Good news is Alec Britton seems to be okay after falling on that ankle a bit. Cardinals have formed a big wall here right in front of Andrade and Gonzalez, who will take the free kick. One of the two. Looks like it'll be Andrade. The kick is scores. Kevin Andrade breaks the tie off the free kick, just sailed right over the heads of the Cardinals. It's 2-1, Lackawanna. Lackawanna goal by number 30, Kevin Andrade. The score now 2-1 in favor of Lackawanna. So the Cardinals defense bent a little too much there. 2-1, Cardinals are now going to have to regroup here. We've got 7 minutes to go before the end of the first half. With luck, Catonsville hopefully can try and salvage a tie here to end the first. Or will they? Humphreys with the steal off of Catafalmo. Humphreys dodges back, shoots off target. Goal kick coming up here for Catonsville. Excuse me, corner kick for Lackawanna. Corner kick is up and misses the foot of several Falcons. So the Cardinals will retake possession here. Down 2-1 in the final 6 minutes of the first half. It was a good start for the Cardinals, but unfortunately that last free kick has gotten them stuck in a big hole. We know it's not impossible. Their offense has looked fantastic. Catafalmo. Dangerous pass picked off by Humphreys again. That's what happened to the last time that set up that last corner kick. Now another chance. Kaid. Evan Sims. Good play there to try and steal it away from Smith. Andrade knocks it up. Drummond trying to corral it. Ooh, big collision. Both players are up. Miranda manages to get it back. Miranda finds Drummond. There's a whistle. No whistle. Excuse me. Four and a half minutes to go. Brendan Hartman was grabbing his head there for a second. Here's Abu Diallo trying to steal the ball away. Knocked to the ground. There's no whistle. Gonzalez finds Humphreys. Humphreys, deep shot. Off target. Great save there by Thomas. Lackawanna's players, by the way, looking pretty gassed over there on the defensive side. They lead 2-1 here in the final 4 minutes of this first half. Thomas's kick, booted up, misses Hartman, and will get knocked out of bounds by the Falcons, so the Cardinals will keep possession here. Hartman will toss in. Three and a half minutes to go. Hartman trying to get to Drummond. Drummond gets shoved a little bit. Alec Britton breaks up the play. Nope, stolen away by the Falcons. Humphreys on the attack. Catafalmo, nice slide tackle, breaks it up. Bit of confusion there over who had possession. And they're going to say the Falcons did. So Lackawanna now, about 2.5 minutes to go. Trying to regroup. They lead 2-1. Catafalmo locking down his man once again. That was Kaid. Final minutes of the first half. Here's Velasquez. Velasquez to Miranda. No, wasn't able to get there in time. Under 2 minutes to go. Well, if anything can be taken away from this first half, it's that Catonsville's offense has looked better than they have pretty much all season. And they're doing a pretty good job of remaining aggressive here. Mike Miranda will not leave. He will not leave the Lackawanna side of the pitch. Deep shot by Lackawanna's defense. Austin Thomas will respond with a deep shot of his own. That goes up, reaches midfield, headed up once. Not a second header. Lackawanna player fell trying to get it. As a foul is going to be called here against Catonsville. Free kick time for Lackawanna. Last time they had a free kick, the Falcons managed to score. 1 minute to go in regulation. One minute left in regulation of the first half. Ball bouncing around here. Lackawanna trying to break it up. Catonsville trying to protect it. Catonsville got to be careful. And he'll just send it out of bounds, so it'll be a corner kick here in these final 30 seconds. Lackawanna can see if they can try and get anything else going to extend their lead. I think they're just going to let it roll out. 20 seconds. Gonzalez will take the corner kick. And he'll just dribble it out to Andrade. Andrade with a shot through the uprights for a field goal, but it's not that kind of football we're playing. Final seconds ticking away. That'll do it for the first half, ladies and gentlemen. The score 2-1. Lackawanna leads. Action-packed first half. We'll be back in about 15 minutes for the start of the second half. And we are getting set to begin the final 45 minutes here of this afternoon's men's soccer match. Lackawanna leads Catonsville 2-1 thanks to scores from Ahmed Kaid and Kevin Andrade. Catonsville had their first lead of the season off a header by James Anderson in the 7th minute, but have been held scoreless since. But the offense has looked fantastic today. Probably their best showing of the season. 45 minutes to decide it. Catonsville hoping they can get that first win of the year. They need the defense to step up big here, and they need the offense to keep capitalizing on all the chances they've had. They have had plenty. Good news for anyone wondering, John Klasik, who was injured back at the towards the end of the first half, he is up and walking on the Catonsville sideline. No word if he will return to the game. It will be Jose Gonzalez kicking off the second half here for Lackawanna as they will start with possession as we get set. And we're underway, and immediately Abu Diallo chasing down the ball. Lackawanna will set it up here. I haven't talked a whole bunch about Lackawanna's defense. Connor Hillis, Juwan Youssef, and Joshua Kalinok haven't had much to do today, except for that first series early in the game. The Cardinals now trying to break through this defense as Ryan Drummond chasing down. Ball goes out of bounds. Cardinals are going to get possession here early. Ahmed Kaid accidentally knocked it out of bounds. Eric Velasquez will throw in for Catonsville. Cardinals looking for an opening. Velasquez to Sims. Sims having to back up. Catonsville will have to reset. Akano. Cardinals just can't seem to find an opening here. The defense is holding firm. Velasquez, he's giving Kaid a bit of a berth. Kadafalma will knock it out. Abu Diallo on the attack. So now the Cardinals offense starting off this half just probing Lackawanna's defense, trying to find a weakness. Alec Britton, good move there to wrestle the ball away. Goes out to Drummond on the far side. Drummond, got to be careful. He gets knocked down, and that's going to be a free kick for Catonsville and a very good chance. Drummond got knocked down. I believe that was Andrade. Yep. So it'll be a free kick for the Cardinals. Now the question is, can they capitalize? James Anderson is moving up into an offensive position. This is where Catonsville was earlier in the game. Anderson moved up into the offense and was able to get that first goal to give Catonsville the early lead. Crowd cheering on the Cardinals, trying to get them to tie this game up. They can equalize. It was a free kick that allowed Lackawanna to take the lead towards the end of the second half. Velasquez's kick up and too high, goes over the crossbar. Lackawanna will get a goal kick. Back underway we go, and immediately the Cardinals on the attack. Miranda had it. Mike Miranda lost it. For a second, Mike Miranda looked like he had an opening, but he lost control of the ball. Gainesville's offense looking stingy here. They're not going away. Hartman heads it up. Eduardo Lopez, who is in the game for the Cardinals, did not play a bunch in that first half. It's Caleb O'Connor with a good stop there. Eduardo Lopez, I mentioned, he is in the game. He's proven to be a bit of a threat this year if he gets a chance. Anderson deflects it. Diallo fighting, loses track of it, but it's headed away by Acano. Back to Velasquez. Now Velasquez finds Alec Britton. Britton shoots in the direction of Drummond. Drummond can't get there in time. Givens covers it up. Now Drummond on the offensive, trying to lock down his man. Can't do it. Andrade breaks away. Hartman intercepts. Goes to Britton, back to Drummond. Drummond back to Britton. Britton over the middle to Miranda. Picked away, but Britton comes back in. And Alec Britton getting aggressive there. Ball goes out of bounds. Possession will go to Lackawanna, but Alec Britton with some good plays there. To keep the play alive. Humphreys with a nice move there, but Thomas is able to cover it up. 38 minutes to go. Hartman, double team, trying to break away, and he's going to lose control there. It's stolen away, and here's a chance for Humphreys. Paul Catafalmo breaks up that play, knocks it out of bounds. It'll be tossed in by Humphreys. Humphreys tosses it in. Lackawanna trying to find an opening. This is Smith. Goes back to Hillis. Falcons, I think, are just going to reset here. Thomas will get a chance to reset things for the Cardinals. Nice kick by him. Now Abu Diallo kicks it out for Drummond. Little too much power, wasn't able to get there in time. Cardinals have had a couple chances like that in this half so far. The problem is they just haven't been able to get their players in the right position to capitalize. But if they keep playing like this, they will get a chance to score. There is that tension in the air. Here's Mike Miranda. He did go down with an injury in the first half, but he came back in and played well. Hartman breaks up that play. Lackawanna has gotten physical here. They've resorted to just muscling their way. There's going to be a bit of confusion on who gets the ball, and the Falcons will retain possession. Anderson with the interception. Good kick. Givens kind of just lets it roll back to him. Mike Miranda is not letting off the gas throttle there. Givens rolls it out. And Paul Catafalmo with the interception. Nice pass to Mike Miranda. Miranda passes over to Britton. Britton loses track of it. Ball's going to go out of bounds. Possession will stick with the Falcons. Andrade finds St. Ledger. Goes to DeAngelis. DeAngelis tripped up. That's going to be a foul called against Catonsville, I believe, on James Anderson. So now Lackawanna will get a free kick deep in Catonsville territory. 35 minutes to go. Free kick will blocked by Thomas. DeAngelis got behind the defense and had a chance. Thomas with a nice block. But now it'll be a corner kick for Lackawanna, so they'll continue the offensive assault. Corner kick goes up. Oh, what a block there by Caleb Akano. Rebound doesn't get in. Akano is down and hurt, though. Caleb Akano blocked that ball with his gut, and I think he paid the price for it. Checking into the game for the Cardinals, number 15, Evan Sims. Akano back on his feet, good to see. After a great stop by him, Evan Sims has entered the game for the Cardinals, and I believe Mitchell St. Ledger has also entered the game for Lackawanna. Just going to wait there on a second to be sure. Actually, it looks like Caleb Akano is going to go off pitch. Wait to see who the replacement is. Is that Klasick? Yes, John Klasick back into the game. Good to see him. Back underway we go. There's a shot by Gonzalez that's wisely covered up by Thomas. That'll keep it 2-1 here with 33 minutes to go. So John Klasick has checked into the game for the Cardinals. Good to see after he went down, as now Catonsville back on the attack. Drummond gets a deflection. One man to beat. He goes down. No penalty, no foul. Drummond still down. Drummond back on his feet finally, as now we got a foul called. Or actually, no, a stoppage because of Drummond. And we also have a Lackawanna player down. Did not see that at first. I was wondering if they had stopped for Drummond, but no, he's back into the game. It's a Lackawanna player who has hit the ground hard. He's holding his leg. We're waiting to see who it is. Entering the game for the Cardinals, number 17, Caleb Akano. So it was number 23, Willis Smith, who was hurt. As into the game will come Darlin Uceta. Into the game for the Falcons, number 31, Darlin Uceta. Again, folks, I apologize if seems like I'm repeating information. Doing double duty here today, working as both our PA announcer and our play-by-play commentator. It's a bit of a tricky job, but I think we've done a good job so far. Cardinals trying to respond here after that brief stoppage for the injury to Willis Smith, number 23. Lackawanna does not seem to have the same energy they had in the first half, but neither does Catonsville. We could be in for a little bit of a slog of a second half, but Brendan Hartman, good play there by Hartman, gets it to Drummond. Ryan Drummond has been everywhere on the field today. Defense, offense, you name it. Anderson, deep pass downfield for the direction of Velasquez. Wasn't able to get there in time. It's deflected by Humphreys. I'll give Catonsville credit. They have kept Lackawanna's lead scorer, Robert Jarvis Humphreys, out of net. Here's a chance for DeAngelis. Takes a shot way off target, deflected by Austin Thomas, and a corner kick is coming up for Lackawanna. Corner kick coming up for Lackawanna and a chance to extend their lead. At least they hope. They will not get it as Paul caught a fall. Well, hold on one second. There we go. Caleb Acano deflects that ball out of there. So Catonsville gets a bit of a break. Humphreys dicing his way through traffic. His shot is deflected. Cardinals still trying to get it out of their own area. It's a bit of a struggle, but I think they could do it. Kaid with the ball now. Finds Humphreys. Back to Kaid. And Drummond with the steal. Tiptoes his way away from being out of bounds. Deep pass downfield, but it's deflected and intercepted. Drummond still going after that ball. He will not let it go. Lackawanna on the attack again. Kaid. Another chance. No. Good deflection. Another shot blocked. Cardinals defense coming up big. And it looks like another corner for the Falcons. Corner kick is up, and the defense will hold again as it's headed out of bounds by Uceta. So goal kick coming up for Catonsville. Cardinals survived that time. As we have about 29 minutes to go in this second half. Goal kick is knocked around. Another chance here for Lackawanna. Paul Catonsville breaks it away. Passes back to Sims. Sims over to Akano. Cardinals trying to find an opening where they can get a nice pass downfield, but they can't seem to get it out of their own end. Gonzalez breaking away from Sims. Passes out to DeAngelis. DeAngelis has Uceta right by the goal. He's going to go that way, but it's deflected out of bounds. And I believe, yep, another corner kick. Another corner kick for Lackawanna. Kick is up. Uceta heads it. Chance. No. Akano with the stop. It'll go out of bounds. So Lackawanna will continue this assault as they will retain possession. Feels like the past 5 or 6 minutes have been all Lackawanna just trying to score. Catonsville hasn't even gotten it out of their own end. Kaid. Stumbling a bit. Still with control. There's a bit of a grab there by between Gonzalez and Anderson, but no whistle. Now the Cardinals trying to get the ball back on offense. Miranda struggling. Ball goes out of bounds. Possession goes to the Cardinals. And Cardinals will retain possession as that ball goes flying into our scorer stand, of all places. 25 minutes to go in regulation. 2-1 is the score. Lackawanna leads. Catonsville had their first lead of the season in the first 13 minutes. Cardinals are going to keep possession here as there's another collision. They're slowly inching their way down the field as the ball keeps getting knocked out of bounds. Throw in another collision. Now Lackawanna will retake possession. Akano will break up that play since it's sailing out of bounds. Lackawanna's going to keep possession here. Incoming substitution. I believe it's Jason Blanco, who's going to be coming in. Ball is tossed in. Still bouncing through the air. And Drummond knocks it over to Abu Diallo. Diallo down the near side. Got to be careful. Almost lost track of it. And that's going to draw up. Yes, that's going to draw a foul against Catonsville. Klasik will kick it out of bounds, so Lackawanna will retain possession here. Halfway through the second half, it remains 2-1. Game has kind of devolved a bit into a bit of a sluggish game. Lots of turnovers, neither team really pressing as much. You can tell that they're all tired out after that exciting, electric first half. Kick is up. And goes over the heads of everybody, and it's going to be looks like a corner. Lackawanna with another corner kick here with about 21 minutes to go. Excuse me, 22 minutes. Teams are taking their time setting up for corners. Kind of makes this game feel a little slower than it already is. Nakano comes out of goal. Oh, that was so close. Bounced off the crossbar. Austin Thomas made the stop. There's a Cardinal down. I believe it's Evan Sims. He's back on his feet, but he's limping. And Sims looks like he's going to limp his way off. Well, maybe not. Lackawanna with possession, they'll throw in. Sims is still in the game. Catonsville with a nice header. Keeps it away. Falcons still with possession. Uceta, offsides. Big save for the Cardinals there because the only man between Uceta and the goal was Thomas, and he has been great today. Now the Cardinals playing keep away from Uceta. Trying to find an opening. Andrade. Down to Hillis. Hillis. Miranda deflects it with his shoulder, goes out of bounds. Lackawanna is going to keep possession. 21 minutes to go here in the second half. Abu Diallo deflects that one out of bounds. Possession sticks with we just had the pause there as one of the ball runners accidentally threw in a ball when he didn't have to. Possession will stick with Lackawanna. Here's Gonzalez. Cutting through traffic. Gonzalez's shot is not enough power on it, and Thomas scoops it up. Now Thomas, deep kick over to midfield. Abu Diallo chasing, trying to get away. He goes down. No whistle. Cardinals have to drop back on defense again, and that defense can't hold forever. Thomas comes out of the net to stop that shot and rolls it out for Velasquez. Velasquez over to Sims. Sims, bit of a collision, stumbles a bit. James Anderson picks it up. Now he goes over to Klasik on the far side. Klasik to nobody. No one was there for Klasik's pass, and Givens is able to pick it up. Mike Miranda was still coming in, though. Not going to let him. Givens was taking his time. Mike Miranda tried to capitalize there. Deep pass by by Givens. Lackawanna back in action. This is Humphreys. If there's anything to take away from this game, Catonsville has held Humphreys scoreless. Anderson heads it up. Uceta is there. Another header, trying to get it to DeAngelis. DeAngelis looking for Gonzalez, but Alec Britton breaks it up. He goes and finds Abu Diallo. Diallo with a nice pass back, but Mike Miranda wasn't there yet. Mike Miranda was ahead of where that pass was. There's a collision, and there is going to be should be a yellow card. Not at the moment. 2 players are down. One is Drummond. Excuse me, Diallo. He's on his feet. The other is Gonzalez. They're both on their feet, and it's going to be a yellow card on Abu Diallo for that collision. So free kick coming up for Lackawanna. Free kick will be deflected by Diallo, the cause of the free kick. Lackawanna's going to keep possession here, though. Shot by Kaid. I had to check my notes there for a second. Shot by Kaid is wide. Goal kick coming up for Catonsville. 18 minutes to go in the second half. It's still 2-1. Chance for the Cardinals. Drummond has to break through a race. Doesn't get there in time. Ball goes out of bounds. But Catonsville will have possession here. And they'll have it in ideal possession. As we've got a news chopper flying really close overhead. Don't know what that's about. There have been choppers that have basically kind of just been patrolling nearby. Maybe covering something happening on I-95? I don't know. Lackawanna's going to steal that chance away from the Cardinals as they retake possession here. Or do they? Alec Britton, good break up there. Britton keeps it on. Britton trying to do it himself. Alec Britton, oh, he goes down again. That's the second time this game that he's tripped over his own feet and lost control. Now Lackawanna can retake possession here. Lopez tries to go for a block. Velasquez with the header to keep it on Lackawanna's side of the pitch. Ryan Drummond. Good play, breaks it up. Drummond using those long legs to try and reach between the twigs of his opponents. Gainesville's going to keep possession here. That was Gonzalez who last touched it. All right, Cardinals getting a little bit of momentum going here. 16 minutes to go in the second half. It's been a bit of a sleepy second half. Not as much action, but the Cardinals are finally starting to show a little bit of a spark. That's just what we need. Down to Klasick. He won't get there in time. Lackawanna will regroup. Not just yet, however. Lackawanna had to knock that out of bounds. So the Cardinals will get another toss in deep in Falcon territory. Klasick tosses it in to Sims. Sims loses control. Ball is knocked back for Catonsville's defense where Akano will corral it. Passes it back to Thomas. Thomas, bit of a dangerous pass back to Akano as Useto was right there. It goes up to Sims. Sims over to Anderson. Anderson over to Lopez. Misses the header. Humphreys has it. Not a lot of defenders down there. Humphreys trying to find Kaid. Second goal of the game. No. His shot was slightly deflected by Catafalmo and scooped up by Thomas. Lackawanna trying to reset here. They might get a chance. No. Cardinals keeping it up. Drummond passes over, deflected. Britton passes out to Diallo. Diallo trips, has to go back to Drummond. Drummond trips. The turf monster's taking a lot of people today. Goes to Lopez. Lopez down to Britton. Gainesville kind of trying to stall here so they can get the rest of their offense up. Here comes Velasquez up to help. Britton passes to Velasquez, and there is a whistle. They're going to catch Velasquez for offsides, it looks like. Cardinals offense just wasn't ready for that one. They were not set up. They had to stall out. There just weren't enough bodies down there to crawl the ball with. And now Lackawanna will retake possession. 13.5 minutes to go in the second half. Lopez with the ball. Nice place for Diallo. Ooh, collision with Givens. And they are going to get Abu Diallo for that. That could be problematic. Givens is the only goalkeeper for Lackawanna, and he took a nasty shot. Abu Diallo arguing his case. Lopez had a great pass to Diallo. He was ready. Givens came out to try and stop it. He did manage to stop it, but there was a collision, and Givens is hurt. He is getting back to his feet. That's good to see. Abu Diallo has been red carded. Red card on Catonsville, number 18, Abu Diallo. So Abu Diallo gets sent off after that collision. As we do have a bit of a timeout on the field. Gainesville is going to have to play with a man down now. Not ideal. That play might have been a game changer for them. We've got 13 minutes, 21 seconds. It's a little hard to see the clock from where we're standing, but I believe it's 13:21 left in this game. Catonsville now is going to have to play with one less man on the pitch. The wind has picked up a little bit. Just noticing that now. After Abu Diallo got red carded following that collision with Jadale Givens. If I'm Lackawanna, I would have been a little nervous after that collision. Givens is the only goalkeeper they have. That shot, oh! Was that a score? No. Austin Thomas deflected it at the last second. That was DeAngelis with the shot. I thought it had gone in, but Austin Thomas deflected it, and I think it bounced between the two crossbars, the crossbar of the uprights and the crossbar of the goal, which is why it looked like it had gone in. But it will be a corner kick now for Lackawanna. Lackawanna, ooh, there's a Falcon player down. Trying to see who that is. Didn't see what happened there. We're waiting to get confirmation on who that is that's down for Lackawanna. Clock is stopped with about 12 minutes to go. We do have a substitute in for the Cardinals. Waiting to see who that is. Still trying to see. Not sure exactly who that was. We have resumed play as Austin Thomas gets set for a goal kick. I believe Bill Nwanja has checked into the game for the Cardinals. That's good to see. He's a bench player, hasn't played a lot this year. Bill Nwanja out of Yaoundé in the Cameroon. I believe Gonzalez is the injured player, Jose Gonzalez for Lackawanna. As now Drummond chasing down Kalinok, not able to get there in time. Lackawanna now playing keep away here as we approach the final 10 minutes of regulation. Victory pretty much assured for them if they could keep going. Catonsville playing with one man down due to a red card, as Austin Thomas stops any scoring chance there. It is Gonzalez who is on the sideline. We now have confirmation. Catonsville will get possession here as that ball's headed out of bounds. Alec Britton breaks through some defenders. Breaks away from a slide tackle. Britton. Don't know where that shot was going. Oh, Britton not happy at all with his teammates. Trying to pass it to Drummond, who wasn't in position. He's still arguing with him. Ten minutes to go in regulation. Cardinals in need of a miracle, down 2-1. It is doable. They could try and level and force overtime, but the offense just hasn't clicked. It has looked good this game, though. This has been the best game offensively for the Cardinals this year. They led early from the 7th to the 13th minute, thanks to a header by James Anderson. But ever since then, despite another excellent the defense has played well, but Lackawanna has been in complete control of this game, it feels like. Now Lackawanna trying to extend the lead. Humphreys still been held scoreless. Good place for Uceta. Wasn't quick enough. Thomas with the coverage. Thomas's kick immediately picked off by Lackawanna. And the Falcons will be back on the attack. Evan Sims, good block. Back to Velasquez. Now Velasquez kicks down for Britton. Britton, collision, header. They lose track of where the ball is. Britton is keeping possession. Look at Alec Britton go. He's got to stall here because the offense isn't ready. He's double teamed and he's going to lose possession, but he's fighting for it. Bit of a wonky scenario there. Here's Paul Catafalmo going to try to set something up for the Cardinals. He goes over to Eduardo Lopez. Lopez. No luck. It's deflected. Lackawanna is going to keep possession here. As Alec Britton raising his hand. Almost to say is to sub me out. DeAngelis with a chance. Won't get there in time. Cardinals will try to reset. Deep pass, Drummond. Trying to get to Nwanja. Lopez back to Akano. Akano coming up from the defense. Tried to get a shot off, but wasn't ready. Lackawanna back on the assault. 7 minutes to go in regulation. Catonsville getting desperate. 2-1. They trail Lackawanna. Kaid tries to find Humphreys, but it was deflected by Akano. Or was it? No. Refs say no. Gainesville will take possession. It was just a bad pass. 6.5 minutes to go. Crunch time for the Cardinals. Catafalmo tosses in. Cardinals trying to get something going, but they're struggling here as the ball keeps falling out of bounds. They keep possession, though. Referee was getting some pointers to one of our ball runners. Apparently he threw his ball into play that wasn't needed. Catafalmo tosses in, trying to get it out to Jason Blanco, who's checked into the game to replace Alec Britton. And here's Blanco. Bill Nwanja comes up, can't get a foot on it. Lackawanna back in control. Final 5 minutes of regulation here. 2-1 Lackawanna leads. Catonsville trying desperately to get a score. Here's Nwanja over to Sims in the middle. Sims double teamed, can't break through it. It's broken up, and there is a foul called. A foul against Lackawanna, and Caleb Akano gesturing wildly. Come on, come on, everyone get up on offense. Everyone get up. Let's do this. Let's score. Catonsville not showing a ton of exhaustion as James Anderson put too much oomph in that pass. Bill Nwanja wasn't able to chase it down. And it'll be a goal kick here for Lackawanna. 4.5 minutes to go. Lackawanna can just play keep away here in these final minutes, and they should be okay. Givens will sit on that one. Now sends a shot over to the far side to Andrade. Lackawanna with a chance. Oh, that was close. Humphreys nearly had his first goal of the game. Another great save there by Thomas. He had to really extend for it. 3.5 minutes left. The witching hour, as they say, for the Cardinals. Drummond. His pass will immediately be picked up by Givens. Lackawanna holding steady here. 3 minutes to go. There's a collision, and that's going to be a foul called against Eduardo Lopez, it looks like. Temper's boiling over a bit here. That was Mitchell St. Ledger who was knocked to the ground. St. Ledger walking it off. Free kick coming up for Lackawanna. 2.5 minutes left in regulation. If Catonsville wants to pull off a miracle, this is it. Paul Catafalmo coming up for the defense, looking aggressive here, along with Jason Blanco. Catonsville's kind of broken up their scheme here, allowing some of their more aggressive defensive players to play a little bit of offense. Minute and a half left. Humphreys. Kaid. One man to beat. Couldn't get around him. Akano with the steal. Akano passes out to Lopez. Lopez back to Sims. Sims, deep pass for Akano. Akano, having moved up for the defense, gets around his defender, and a foul is going to be called on Akano. He can't believe it. Catonsville can't believe it. That could have been the last chance that the Cardinals have, as we've got about 1 minute to go. Left in regulation. The final minute, last chance for the Cardinals to get a tie. Here's Blanco. Jason Blanco down the near side. Get pushed away, tried to find Drummond. Ball will go out of bounds. Catonsville's going to retain possession. Velasquez will toss in. Everyone's up. Even Austin Thomas has been pulled up from the goal position. Less than 30 seconds. This is it. Catafalmo waiting for everyone to get a possession. He doesn't have time. There's 20 seconds left. The crowd yelling, go. Catafalmo throws it in. It's headed up. No one was there. Paul stops, tries to set it up. Everyone's here. Knocked out of bounds. Catonsville's going to keep possession. Final seconds ticking away. Catafalmo tosses it in. Knocked up. Out of bounds. Lackawanna wins it 2-1. A thrilling final minute as Catonsville had a near chance. Paul Catafalmo took too much time getting that final throw-in set up. He sits down in frustration. Catonsville's going to fall to 0-10-1 on the season despite a fantastic performance from their offense. Catonsville will fall 2-1. A hard-fought game, but that's how most of them are. We will be right back to conclude this program. That is the end of the game, ladies and gentlemen. The final score, CCBC Catonsville 1, Lackawanna 2. We thank you for joining us this afternoon and wish you a safe drive home. Once again, the final score, Lackawanna 2, Catonsville 1. Well, that'll wrap things up here from Joseph and Mildred Murray Stadium Field. We hope you enjoyed this game. Probably one of the more exciting games of the season for the Cardinals. Did get a little sleepy during the second half, but a thrilling final minute saves this one. Catonsville falls to 0-10-1, but their offense continues to improve. We're starting to see more and more of the team clicking together. Next up for the Cardinals on their schedule, it's back on the road. Catonsville will be facing off against the College of Southern Maryland on Tuesday at 4 p.m. on the road. Next home game, their rescheduled match against Cecil College at 5 p.m. on September 30th, Friday. We hope you tune out in person to see that. And if you don't get a chance to see it in person, you can always come watch it on our official YouTube channel, CCBC Catonsville Cardinals on YouTube, where we live stream all home games. Thanks to everybody for tuning in, and thanks to everybody here at CCBC Catonsville who helped out today and make sure that these games go flawlessly over the air. I'm Isaac Donsky signing off. Catonsville falls 2-1, but it was another hard-fought game. We will see you next Friday.